just disconnect. Look, I just have one question. What did Soul do? What does what did he do? What happened? What really happened? Something is not adding up about Soul. I, it just the more I think about it, the more I'm questioning what really happened. Because okay, I just finished watching the latest episode of Acolyte, and I I understand why they are doing stuff the way they are. Because at first I thought the titles of the episodes would be, you know, set up in a way where they just mirror image of it other. So was it a third episode? I think it was just a third episode. But they each episode is showing the both sides of what's going on with. And a lot of people like I don't understand why the sisters are in. You have to thank them if you know about this, if you in films and stuff, you there's a good chance you heard about a movie called The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby is basically a story about everything that happened around him, not him himself. So The Great Gatsby was just a catalyst to any and everything that was going on around him. He barely had many speaking lines and stuff, but he was there. I don't want to spoil how that ended, but oh, should have watched it by now. But my only question is seriously, what is what did Soul do? What did he do? I need to know what did Soul do because the more I look into this, the more every single episode I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm seeing. I'm going. I'm going. Oh wait, what? What? Huh? Oh, oh no. But okay, so I am going to get on. Why am I on her page right now? Why I have her up? Because this episode was mostly focused. Well, okay, it was focused on three different things: her, Soul, and May, and the stranger and Osha. So it's three different focus points. Now, people probably think there's nothing here, or probably think some she just basically going mystery. From this episode, I feel like there's more to her than they're letting on right now. So the next two episodes is gonna probably go into a lot about her. But Vanessa, no one pronounce. I'm terrible with names. Or it's Vanessa Roll. Vanessa Roll. She she's hiding something. I just feel like she's hiding something, and that's what throwing me off. Now, mind you, a lot of people don't know. Yes, she had a purple lightsaber. She always had a purple lightsaber. She, one of the few people that has purple lightsaber. She always had. Now hers is different because hers is a whip. So that's what's different about her. Like she has so much back. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of this until today was not canon. A lot of it was mentioned and everything, but we couldn't say it was canon until today. Well, we couldn't say it was canon until the Acolyte, because a lot of it was just in legends and books stuff, which we now know if it is not in movies or the shows, it's technically not canon. So her backstory was all of it was in comics. So now we know that. lot of stuff that happened with her. I don't know if they're gonna change it, but a lot of this is now canon. So that's why I'm like, that's why I'm like, what happened? And that's why I have like, that's why I have a lot of questions about. So like, okay, so basically, okay, I'm just all over the place because thank you a lot. So basically, like I said, the episode starts off with May and the stranger, and they basically he found her alive, and he took her back to their hideout, his hideout, I guess, on another planet. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a lot there. So while they were talking, like they started, I guess basically this episode was a lot of storytelling. It's trying to let you know what's really going on. Oh my neck. And again, in this episode, in the show, there's only one time the word sis whatever other, and that was by the stranger. So he didn't call himself a self. He said the janitor might call him a self. He didn't necessarily say he was a sis. But everybody else, what they're going is basically is they're going to say they're going basically a Jedi has fallen and started going to dark side. They're not saying that it is a Sith. So a lot of people have to get that out of the way. It's not to them. They have no proof that it's a Sith. They don't know if it's a Sith. All they know is it's a well trained Jedi, but who could it be? And that's where she come in. My guess is she was the one that trained the stranger. I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, that could be obvious, but that's the thing. The stranger has battle scars, and it looked like it was done by a whip. And I'm like, no, she know who it is, which technically, technically, what she's saying, what they're saying is correct. Not a Sith, it's a fallen Jedi. So that would be technically correct. So that's I mean it's so much. Mine is kind of racing all over the place. Like I'm trying to figure out what possibilities it could be. But so um it's just much. Like it's so interesting. Now, uh when when while while the stranger and Ocean was talking, he was basically telling her he was basically trying to get her to understand the reason she wasn't a Jedi. Told herself she left of her own will, but did she? But yeah, don't want to spoil it. But my mind is like so much that could happen, and like at first my thought was, okay, you know, they are in the same area, and really just talking stuff. And I'm like, They can't understand each other. But then I realized uh, there's a ship in the background. And I'm like, she can just leave. Why isn't she leaving? Is she really? She she can leave. She can leave him on the planet. Take the ship because there's no proof there's any other ship, and just leave. But she's not. So what's going on? Why is she still staying there? Then it. But okay. Then they flip over to Soul and May, who's dressed as OSHA, but it's really May. And they started. I mean, basically, they was trying to get the ship to. They were getting out. He was trying to get out communication to say what happened and get back up and stuff. But it was going through because they on the outer rim, which okay, I can understand that. That makes sense. So, but here's the thing that threw me off when OSHA, oh sorry, May dressed as OSHA came down. He knew it was her without looking at her. I'm like, he knew she was there, but I'm like, she had a drop on you. She didn't make a sound. How did you know? And then we're like, oh yeah, he like, oh yeah, he must know it's OSHA or May. See, I'm so stuck into how they dress and identify them like that I keep calling one the other. But May is on a ship with him, and so he started talking like, okay, this and that. He said he was gonna go and reset the system to try to get a transmission. I'm like, went down. He turned. He basically did that thing. Did you turn it on and off again? Like he turned it off, waited for like 15 to 20 seconds, turn it back on. I'm like, okay. But in that time he turned it off, he started to think. I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? Are you hiding something? What happened? What really happened? Like, what really happened here? That's what threw me off. What really happened? And then it flipped over to her, stuff like that. Then it flipped over to her. And now she talking to the counselor, she talking to the Senate, everybody, and getting everything in order with them. Then one of her people came in and told her that they just got a signal for Soul and was trying to get in touch with him but couldn't. You have to watch. And he said we need to get a rescue team out to go and get them. Like why? You know where they are. Went and investigate, and that will throw me off. Like okay, you know where they are. You have the team ready. They left, but while they were going there, Soul knock out me and left hyperdrive jump out of there. I'm like, wait, what? Hold up, what? Because as soon as he left, they came. I'm like, hold up, something's not right. What did Soul do? What's up with Soul? That's what I realized. They set up Soul to be so much of the focus and to make you like Soul that when he flipped, you gonna be devastated because I'm like, oh no. Oh no, something's not right. Something ain't right with Soul. Soul got something going on in the background. What did you really do, Soul? Because Soul literally left. As soon as they came, before they sent him a signal saying they was on their way and to leave his comms and stuff on so they can find him. Before they even got there, he left. And I'm like, so what did you do? What did you do? And then May wakes up, handcuffed to the bed, mind you. I am like, something is not right, man. What did you do? And he was like, we gotta talk and you're gonna listen. I'm like, oh no, oh no. But that's not the end of it. At the end of the episode, with the stranger and OSHA, he basically doing their part. He's just trying to talk to her and like tell her like the way OSHA, OSHA still trying to say she's a Jedi. Like I'm a Jedi, I'm a Jedi, I'm a Jedi. This is how I am. But she left slash was kicked out of the academy. Didn't take her lifesaver with her, which a lot of times you leave, they will at least let you have your life. She didn't take it. I mean, she had to be kicked out. And she was basically just what everything got. I'm sitting there like, first of all, he's not bothering fighting her, not restricting her, not basically keep her as a prisoner. She can leave at any time. But Saul, on the other hand, doing the exact opposite. Like, huh? Is Soul really the good one? I'm like, at first, I'm like, oh, cool. Soul is nice. It's interesting. He seems like a good mentor figure. And that should have told me this is Star Wars. That's never the case. Like, if you go back and remember Palpatine and everything, when he was in the Senate and everything, like, you can tell he was shady from the start. But you didn't know at first, like, now that you see it, now today, you know he's Palpatine. You know he was the master behind all that. But at the time, you didn't you didn't know about his story and all that. Now, a lot of people say, like, "Oh yeah, it's so obvious what's going on." Yes, Star Wars always been like that. You gotta understand, from an outside looking in, it's look obvious, but when you are in it, it doesn't look that obvious. And that's why I'm saying. So the real setup. Okay, first of all, I think the Stranger have a master behind it, not just them. Now, master and apprentice is different from they say the apprentice here, but they call it a Padawan, but the dark side call it apprentice. They call it a Padawan. I'm thinking the Stranger has a master, and like many of the apprentice of the dark side users, they also had people that was working under them as well to overthrow their master. And basically, it was a cycle. You overthrow your master, you become the master. Then your apprentice to try to overthrow you, they can become the master, so on and so on. That's why the rule of two is, which that was what they brought up in this episode, the rule of two. Basically, one master, one apprentice. That's it. The Jedi is different because they have a lot of master and apprentice or Padawans, but this is like, hey, no other else. We fight to the death, and whoever left alive is the only one that stay alive. That's what they do. Kind of weird. Almost forgot. Uh, let's forget. Oh, sure. Rushing. Wow, they already have it on. I want it Russia. Oh, okay. So his helmet is made of cortosis. What? Why? Trying to look up what me pull up something. Okay, spelling wrong. Oh, I just cortosis. So again, a lot of people do not know this. Cortosis is a metal. It we get more details about it this episode. It is a metal, basically, from what we know from Legends, is it's a metal that short out lightsaber. Basically, it basically give a feedback. Any energy from a lightsaber that touch it, it feedback into the saber, which is understandable. Now we know it also block its sensory deprivation, where you can't hear or see much out of it. You're just complete quiet. As makes me see torch sources when they touch lightsabers. Wow. And I now what they say about the helmet in this episode is because it's sensory deprivation, where you can't hear or see much. Now it's basically you have enough in the helmet to. Oh, that's the name of the new episode. You have enough to breathe, right? But way they say it is it's just you. And I'm like, that's why he was fighting the way he was. Excuse me. Because he was just in the force. He was not actually seeing them. He didn't know they was there. I mean, he knew they was there, but he was fighting them. That makes perfect sense now. Yeah, of course, proof of Cortos. Tortoises, Beskar. All of this is for Tortoise. For Tortoise knife. I'm rushing because they also got me thinking so on. This is the see look an arm brace of Cortosa. Cortosa. Like the show really pull in a lot of stuff. All of this stuff was in legend. Now, it just will pull into the canon. So at the end of the episode, he was like, "Hey, if you want to, you can try out. You can put out." He's like, "You can't. You try." Ultra like say, "You can't trick me like you did my sister." Like, I'm not tricking you. You the choice. Like, oh no, no. Why so? Why? And I'm still like, it makes perfect sense. People were upset about like why are they trying to not portray the Jedi in the best light? Because that's what happened in the movies. If you look at the movies, the Jedi would never portray them. They always had problems. They always was basically lacking behind. Like in the movie, they didn't think it was a Sith. What happened? In the show, they they didn't think it was Sith as well. Yeah, okay. They didn't think it was a Sith as well. I'm like, uh, yeah. In in okay, in the first movie, people I had messages from people like in the first movie, the Jedi can use Force to track people, but it's not always precise. So in the first movie, they had to send out a message to Obi Wan to get him to, you know, track down track down Luke and all of that. So like, you need to understand, it's not just one. Jedi's not all good and they have their problems as well. This show is showing what was wrong with the, the Senate and everything, showing the problems that Jedi Order and Jedi Council have. You gotta understand this happens in the movies as well. And you watch the Phantom Menace, same thing happen. There's corruption, the counselor, there's people who probably working behind the scenes to make sure they stuff done. Also, I gotta watch this episode again because I might have got to catch who she was talking to on the holocron. Not holocron. Well, I don't know, but when they're showing the Jedi and how they were shown, you need to understand. Jedi's in the movie always have problems. They were not perfect across the board. They, but people think Jedi's good, Sith bad. But even in the movies, that was not the case. The Jedi was were good leaning, but they had a problem when it comes to um, the council, Jedi Council, Jedi Order, and all of that. I had a lot of problems. The Sith, yes, the Sith was bad. There wasn't out and out just kill everybody. They were more like you stay our way, we stay out your way. They didn't bother. They didn't want to be bothered by anybody. They didn't go after people. They just like don't want to deal with anybody. Jedi's, on the other hand, it's like, hey, you got your problems. Basically, they're basically like the United States Police. If you have, you can be walking around, and the police can stop and just stop you for no reason because they think you look funny. That's not good enough. That's the problem. The Jedi. So that's a lot of thing about the backstory. So episode 3, the Jedi went to their planet looking for them. What was going on? Then it came and brought back out to what really happened. Okay, these people are not in your jurisdiction, not commit. Don't know if they committed a crime. What? And you're bothering them. Okay, what's up? They're on the outer rim. You had no jury. They still jurisdiction here. They still wouldn't bother them. Yeah, that was problematic. But again, I'm fine with that. If they just take it easy and let what they do, they let the kids have a choice. Do they want to be in the coven or do they want basically they had a choice. Do you want to be nice sister or do you want to be a Jedi? One of the sisters a nice sister, the other one want to be a Jedi. So she went out to train. She failed her training. And I want to know from that point what really happened because we got a flashback episode, but is that the full flashback in the episode or is that from a point of view? You know, because it may not seem at things may not seem think they are. That's what makes me wonder what really happened. Yeah, my thoughts is all over the place because I'm still trying to process. I just finished watching the episode not too long. I didn't have time. Like I gotta watch it again. I gotta watch it again, but I watched it in parts. Like I'll try to watch the first episode completely through. I'll try not the first episode, but I'll try to watch first the whole episode completed through, and then I'll watch it in parts. Try to catch details that I might have missed the first time. I haven't watched it in parts. That's what made me wonder what really happened. But this is just my initial thoughts of what happened. So much stuff to make me wonder what really happened. And anyway, I'm going to get some. I just have so many questions. I have to either watch the episode again or in total and try to just pause and stuff, or I have to just sit down and think about it so I can get my thoughts together before I watch it in parts. So it's just a lot because this episode is like this episode got real dark really fast. Like okay, it started out nice. Okay, they're just talking everything, and then close to the end we got darker it got. I'm like, what? And then at the end of the episode, it not only it was dark on one side of it, but it was dark on the other side in a different way. You just have to watch it. But I'm going to get out of here because I have to think My mind is just anyway. Later.